And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to The Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by The Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.
The Magic Happens magazine.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Do you have burning questions you need answered? We all do. Visit our website at psychic.biz, where you can find accurate psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers from around the world who are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can have your questions answered anonymously and right from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. The introductory chat is always free, and we offer low per-minute rates and special promotions. Our online psychics offer helpful, practical guidance into what matters most to you. Visit us today at psychic.biz.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Good evening, and welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm Ace Knight, and with me is my co-host, Rains Love. We would like to welcome you to our 9th episode of the Psychic Coffee Shop. This is where this evening we will be discussing dreams and their meanings and what you can get from them. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, tune up, and enjoy taking part in our show.
Well, welcome everyone. We have the chat room open, so feel free to join us at the Psychic Coffee Shop. Tonight we hope that you enjoy your experience and that you're able to take with you information and knowledge to help you as you move along in your path of life. Tonight we will start the show by taking a moment to clear our minds and light our candle of light to the world. As we light the candle, we send out pure white light to help all of you that are going through storms in your life. May this light lead you to safe harbor, to rest and find your way through your troubles. So may it be.
So may it be. Okay, now it's time for Coffee Chat. This is part of the show where we discuss current topics as well as what's been on your hostess' mind this week. Our first topic tonight is the new astrology sign, Ophiuchus, also called Seraphim. This has been a lot of twittering recently. I think my Facebook page has been covered up with talk about it, which is really not new to begin with. It's about 3,000 years old of an idea. It was being discussed back during the Babylonian times when a group of astrologers sat down and determined the dates of the zodiac. Basically what happened was the calendar went from having a ton of zodiac signs down to 13 because there was 13 lunar months in the calendar. Then, Romans came in and they go, no, we're not going to do the lunar, we're going to do this calendar. So they cut it back to 12 months. So therefore, the astrologer said, fine, Therefore, we're going to drop Ophidians, which, by the way, your host is not sure on the pronunciation. Sorry, guys, couldn't find it anywhere. So they dropped it from the standard zodiac. But this does not mean that your zodiac sign has changed, even though your astrologers and astronomers aren't seeing eye to eye. Because basically, the sign is as it has been. If you were born under that sign, you're going to continue being under that sign. But what's the deal with the 13th zodiac sign? Rain, what do you got?
Well, in ancient times, there were up to 50 constellation zodiacs. Then a council of astrologers got together and agreed on 18. Then they narrowed it down to 13. And then, as you said before, when the Romans moved to 12 months, astrologers admitted the 13th sign. Therefore, that is what is referred to as the tropical system. Whereas the other system, Vedika, is the type of astrology system that, if calculated by the lunar calendar, is mainly based on Hindu principles. And we'll be adding the 13th sign. That's something to be coming here immediately in the future. Because that system is based on locations and the vibration of the Earth, this is a very rare form of astrology system being used in the Western cultures.
So no worries about having to get your tattoo removed, because you're still the sign you were born under, even if your Western astrologer decides to move to the 13th zodiac, which is very doubtful. It's not changed in 3,000 years. I don't think we're planning on changing anytime soon. We're kind of sketchy that way. We get stuck in things. But, it was really amazing, Rain, on all the debate on this. I mean, everyone was flipping out. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thought is, okay, first of all, it's astrology being one of the areas where I work in. I find that, according to the astrology signs, there's a lot of authenticity there, with retrospect to many aspects of people's characters and things to come, for that particular person, when they're born. And I find that, it's right in alignment pretty much with everybody that I usually do a reading on and using the astrology tools. So I don't think it's going to change anything.
Me either. Furthermore, it wouldn't have grandfathered in either, because, the Earth has gone wobbly, and astrologers, we pre-calculated that years ago. We even had it before scientists understood what it was. But we always include that in it. The tropical system is actually based on the current switchings of the seasons and the changing of the seasons. That's why the date isn't exactly on the 1st. But from my understanding, the Vega system isn't that way. It's based on the constellations and how they move from the location. This is where the astrologer would actually go out and look at the positioning of the stars and planets from a telescope. We, however, use charts and calculations of the time period and date when you're doing your natal chart and astrology predictions. So we're not going to move. You guys, if you're born in Aries, put your ram horns on and just ram on through, because you're going to stay in Aries.
Yeah.
And see,
that also doesn't mean that the person that you're matched up with isn't necessarily a good match for you just because, they may put that 13th sign in there, okay?
Right. Most definitely, because that 13th sign would be after it appeared in the skies for the new one. And, where the Earth moves through the universe, and the solar system then again moves through the universe, and all the planets move with it, some signs drop out, some start, but it doesn't affect anything until after A, it appears, and then B, it would only affect those born after and under that sign.
Exactly. And that really has a lot to do with planetary movement, doesn't it?
Oh, very much so, and solar movement. Yeah. It's a whole bunch of scientific stuff that the astronomers love to throw at us astrologists, and we go, yeah, we know. We've known that for a while. You guys are behind. Here's an astrology book. Go read it.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about it is, they always make it sound as if old news is new news, and this is certainly not something new because this was up for debate 3,000 years ago.
Exactly. And it was settled then.
Exactly. You know, Ace, and I understand that yesterday, according to a German psychologist, it was the most depressing day of the year.
Really, Rains? I wonder what your thoughts on that is and how they even calculated this. I mean, because we got 365 of them.
Yeah, we're just in the beginning of January. Well,
right.
Personally, I believe it's because yesterday was a very low-energy day, and also a lot of things happened yesterday. It was the third Monday of the year. It was the third week of the year, which goes along alignment with numerology. Right now, people are receiving their larger-than-life Christmas bills. Companies were making a lot of decisions on who they were keeping and getting rid of. Also, the market reports for shopping season were also released yesterday, only to show a decline in what was expected. We must not also forget the depressing weather which is sweeping across the country. Many people who normally do not experience seasonal weather storms have found themselves housebound for several days or weeks. Personally, I would like to give my 5 tips for defeating depression. First off, get out of the house as much as possible. And if you're trapped due to weather, step out onto the porch. That fresh air always does a world of good. Make sure to get enough rest and stick to a routine sleeping pattern. Keep plenty of chocolate on hand, of course, especially dark chocolate. Chocolate has a natural mood lightening effect because the amino acid compound in it causes the body to release additional serotonin, also known as the happy chemical. Try to get daily exercise because this helps the body boost its energy level, and it also causes the body to release endorphins. That gives a natural mood-enhancing effect. Lastly, do something productive. Clean something out, i.e. the office or closets. This is because it not only helps to get rid of the clutter and change the energy around you, but it also helps to clear out the clutter in your brain.
Also, my favorite tip is when you're feeling down, go and watch some stand-up comedy. It really will boost you, make you laugh, and really make you happy. So, we're going to move on to our main topic tonight, where we're discussing dreams, and also how you yourself can interpret them. Dreams are connected to our reality. In other words, what we experience in the physical world is connected to our dream world, and vice versa. Whether your dreams help you work out issues in your life or just give you messages or guidance and how to deal with situations or visions of what is to come or what has come from the past or past lives. People are often, really interested in dreams and trying to understand them, and you even get, people crossing over and coming into their dreams. And tonight we're going to discuss that, plus also how you can, interpret those. People spend most of their lives sleeping. 1/3 of their life, that is. And it's necessary, and it's a really necessary part of your body because it needs to regenerate. The sleep cycle itself has become playing a very strong role in your brain's development. There's 2 types of sleep. One is the SWS, which is slow wave sleep, and that's related to the blaring waves and how it reacts. The other is REM sleep, and this is the rapid eye movement sleep. This is when your brain is really working fast and it's really causing your eyes to move fast because you're looking at stuff in different dimensions and causing your eyes to be unfocused. Most of our dreaming occurs in REM sleeping.
Exactly. Well, the first thing that we want to cover here is how do you recall dreams, okay? Well, it's a practice that you have to work on because often when you wake up, you're not able to recall dreams. Therefore, it's important that you have right next to your bed, have a pen, a journal, a tablet. Some people, because this is a struggle for them, even choose to record their dreams with the recorder. Also, while you're in REM sleep, you are in what we call the alpha mode. And the alpha mode is more the area of hypnosis. It's the area within your psyche that allows you full psychic ability to be open, unabridged and unrestricted. And before you go to sleep for the night, it's important to set an intention to remember any dreams you have. You can do this by prayer, meditation. You can also ask your guides or angels to help you remember your dreams. If you want to have questions answered or get specific guidance from your guides, simply ask. This you will find is important to solve problems in your life and get resolution for life experiences that you're often unable to find answers for by going through going through the process, such as counseling, time, and even reading self-help books in daily life. Another simple tool is to use affirmations. For example, you can say, "Tonight I'll remember my dreams." Another wonderful practice is journaling out your day before you go to sleep. That way you have already worked out your day's events in beta mode. And beta mode is the current consciousness that you're in. It is restricted by the laws of physicality. It's the mode of active consciousness. It's restricted by what you perceive to be your morals, your ideas, your concerns, your inhibitions. Basically, it's the conscious you.
So you've done your journaling. You've stated that you've done your nightly meditation. You've stated your affirmation. You're curled up, cuddled in your bed for a quiet night of rest. First, you enter SWS sleep. This is the area of sleep where you are both in alpha and beta mode. Therefore, this is the area of sleep cycle where your brain is very quiet and relaxed. This is also where you begin to receive information, whether from your brain or spirit, and it'll begin within your nightly activities, working out issues. How often have you woke up, gone to bed with a big work project on your mind, terrified of it, don't know how you're going to get it done, and you wake up and boom, you have the plan in your mind, you've got it set out, you hit the floor running, and before noon, you've got the whole situation handled. This is where you figured that out. This is where you worked it out, got it together. And then you just stored the information until you got up. Because you're in this blend of alpha and beta in your brain, it works very closely with your fears, your worries, your inconsistencies in its records. If you're trying to work through things, it'll do that. But this is also when one of the times in your brain is very able to accept suggestions. So during this time where you're greatly influenced with things, you really need a very quiet environment. Because, infomercials playing on the TV isn't the most suggestible thing to have running through your mind, because you really don't need that awesome chopper. Then you begin moving into alpha mode. This is where you begin to dream. During these dreams, your mind works out things that is bothering you. This is also the easiest place for your guides to enter directly to your view. It's the easiest place for them to give you information, and for also you received hosted visits from loved ones that have passed over and decided to come visit you. They may be you having a dream of when they were alive and sitting in their kitchen having a discussion with them, but it's about current topics. Or it may be some nonsense reason that they pop in, at, say, an argument between your boyfriend, and they're giving you tips on how to tell him off. It's important to point out that you may also be dreaming from your past, because not only this past that you're living now, but the past from the past, your past lives. And you may be remembering things from there, and then you may move into a different type of dreaming. And what is that, Rains?
That's called, lucid dreams. And lucid dreams are when people wake up during the dream. In other words, you are conscious in the unconscious dream world. And this often happens when you're dreaming about something unpleasant. Suddenly waking up it's spontaneous, and it happens because you realize the dream is not real. It's possible when you wake up, especially from a disturbing dream, that you take control of the dream and change the outcome of this type of dream. And it's important that when you do wake up from a lucid dream and you want to make it last longer, that you remain calm and maintain awareness of the dream. Why this might be important to you? Well, for example, I'm going to use myself as an example tonight. I used to have dreams about my children when they were small, drowning, I had various situations, but these dreams were so disturbing to me that I would wake up because it was so scary. And I learned how to go back into the dream and change the outcome. I believe it was because of the fear of my children dying was more horrible than I could handle the thought of even it happening in my dreams. And I believe it helped me emotionally by going and changing the outcome of those dreams.
Now, Rain, do you think that that's possibly from a past life?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely,
Okay.
I do. And for one reason, because it's reoccurred really pretty much, for as long as I've had my children. And, my reaction to anybody taking my children out to the lake or somewhere has always been very, very overreactive, to say the least, because I really don't have anything in this life, to base it on, as far as that experience goes. But I panic even to this day, although they're grown, at the thought of them going out on the water.
That's interesting,
And
especially with you coming from South California.
Could be.
Okay. Poor boys have to suffer through the heat.
That's right.
When we look at lucid dreaming, it is so consistent and so real. Those are the dreams you wake up and you go, I really smelled him. I really felt him. They appear as authentic as your life now. You feel the warmth of the sun. You feel how the water is. You smell the air. You smell either the crispness, the coldness. And this is a consistent state of dream that can really make the dream so compelling and even more disturbing if you're having to work out hard issues in your dreams. Although it helps for a person to learn how to lucid dream through meditation. This in itself becomes a meditation because you begin exploring your subconscious and the files there. And through meditation, you can reduce the stress to maintain a healthy mind and body. Meditation helps train your mind to either alter the state of the consciousness so that either A, you take it as, okay, this is just an issue I need to work out, or B, you begin moving past that and using the visualization tools to go, okay, this isn't my life right now. This is something that happened back then. So you really want to work with that.
Yeah, and, remind the audience again, Asen, what you mean by files.
Files, meaning information that is contained with either in your spirit, in your DNA, or in your chart. Those files are with you always. It's just being able to reach them. It's almost like they are stored in a file cabinet in reverse alphabetical order. So when you go searching for A, nothing's in A, but if you go to Z, it's got a ton of stuff. Right.
Well, and there's really, so many times, and I know you've experienced this too, Ace, and, we both experienced it personally in our life because I think that this is kind of an initial place where most of us really kind of get tapped into our psychic ability because that is when our brains are more open to it. But, a lot of people, often wonder, besides meaning, is there, a spiritual element to dreams? Well, dreams can tap into that spirituality, and many people, again, dream of past lives, loved ones who passed, messages from angels and guides. Also, predicting the future. It's these type of dreams that often can be confusing and even scary for people when they do not have a strong understanding or training of their own psychic ability, or they're just being opened up to them. Go ahead.
This really brings back memories, 9/11. At that time, I was running a psychic chat room with a bunch of other people. And for about 2 months there was a lot of dream activity reported. There was a lot of conversation about dreams. And, they were dreaming, of fire. They were dreaming of this. We all knew something was going to happen. But we never knew exactly what it was until after that. And they all come back and go, oh, this is what I was dreaming of. And you find that a lot during lucid dreaming. So it's best to understand what those lucid dreams are about. Often when we're going through major changes in our lives, we begin to have strange dreams that make literally no sense. An example of that would be Scooby-Doo walking through your living room, looking at you, and handing you a Coke. And that Coke turning around and chasing you down the hallway. This is when you need to look at the symbolism of the dream. Example, Scooby-Doo walking through your living room may tell you that you need to start really detecting some answers. And if you just relax and ask yourself, what does Scooby-Doo mean to me? Because the cartoon is a mystery dog that represents mystical mysteries within your brain or your spirit that's wanting to be solved. The living room. For me, it represents family and family ties. My living room's full of all pictures of my family and all that. That's where we have our family gatherings at. So if I was having this dream, I would go, there's something wrong with the family. There's a problem within the family. Let's begin looking for it. And you may want to look at that yourself. The giant Coke going down your hall, well, that tends to mean, okay, Asen, you're drinking too much coffee and Coke. Stop it.
Yeah, exactly. What you always need to ask yourself is, what is this about? Okay, you need to be looking at what the message is trying to be given to you. There's many dream books out there, but the sole guidance of your dreams is that you within yourself have to ask the question, why is this? What is this to me? What does this reflect to me and my life and what's going on in my life? When your psychic abilities begin to open up, this will begin with your dreams. As you begin having dreams, and generally when you wake up, you should question yourself, what is the dream telling me? Then throughout the day, question yourself, did I dream this? This is what the dream was talking about? As you begin to give more energy to this, you will begin to start having what is commonly known as deja vu. Okay, and I think most of us have experienced that at least once or twice in our life. This is the beginning of clairvoyance. In fact, this is the beginning point in my life where I began to have clairvoyant experiences as a young child, because I would see things and in my dreams, and then later on, the whole moment, the whole conversation, the person, the name, the description, the situation would be exactly how it was in my dream. So I think a lot of us have experienced that, haven't really been exactly sure what it is, but again, this comes back to that beginning start where you begin to open up to your psychic abilities. Oftentimes you may have dreams of places you have never been, or people that are in your life currently but are acting very different towards you. This is oftentimes, if you take notice of the different clothing, such as, it may be something from the 1800s, 1600s, or even from a different country in a different time period. This is often a dream that is showing you a past life memory. And for someone who isn't familiar with this, it can be a very scary experience, because sometimes these experiences, especially in past lives, they weren't necessarily pleasant, and you could misinterpret the dream as something coming true now, but it's only part of the past life experience. And Asen, I understand you had an experience like that. Do you care to share?
Well, it started out probably when I was about 12, 13 years old. I started having dreams of a dungeon. Literally, I could smell the burning wood. I could hear the screams, the fog, and it really took. And this went on for about 3 to 4 weeks, and I was concerned about it, but I really didn't get an answer to it till about 22 when I'd done the past life regression work I'd done. And it turned out at one time I was in a dungeon, and my brain was reliving and working out those files. And that was definitely scary for me.
I can imagine, and I know that you shared some information about some of your experiences, with your past lives with me as well as I have with you. And when you have experiences from past lives, it really, because the situation wasn't necessarily positive, it can really throw you off, even doing past life. When you're going back and looking into your past lives, but when you're dreaming it and you've never experienced it before, it can really throw you off. Repetitive dreams are dreams that continue to influence and reflect you, and they can often have something in there that you need to know. For example, if you continue dreaming of driving down the road and having a car accident, you might want to take a look at the way you're driving.
Most
It
definitely.
is said that if you dream something 3 times, it'll come true. Personally, I haven't experienced it yet, but we will see.
Me either, honey.
Yeah. Now, here's another interesting one that people often wonder about: is birth and death dreams. These are sometimes the most scariest and fearful experiences, but they're often at times, they don't mean death or birth, but they could represent a new beginning for you or the ending of a trial or situation. It's really scary normally for our male listeners when they dream of giving birth, but they may be giving birth to an idea instead of a child. Now, there's some other types of dreams that people sometimes experience, such as being seen naked in public. And that would be a dream that might be representative of maybe you're hiding something, or maybe you're keeping something locked in that you've kind of stashed away and nobody really knows about. Again, we really want to emphasize that, yes, dreams do have meanings. Okay, some of them don't necessarily mean anything psychic, but they are trying to tell you something that you're keeping hidden in the subconscious or that you're trying to work out. For example, funerals. Funerals may be that somebody, again, is buried something within their psychic and they're trying to get it out. You're repressing it, you can't remember it, and this is one of the ways that it's trying to come out in your dream. However, being at your own funeral could be very scary. So sometimes anything, representing, death or birth isn't necessarily mean that somebody's going to die or that you're going to have a baby if you don't want one, okay? Now, after a very long night of sleep, we want to, reemphasize that, we've been taking our journal notes and, either recording our dreams and, getting used to, tapping into that energy and becoming aware of what's going on around us. But, after a long night of sleep, we often wake up to a soft but arousing alarm clock. And so after this wonderful sleep, you should reach for your pad, make sure you journal it down, record your dreams. Doesn't really matter if you can remember everything. Just write down what you do remember. Over time, this will improve as you train yourself in the process. And then as you go throughout your day and weeks, go back and look through the journal because you're going to begin to see patterns that will reflect your journal.
Not only that, but you may start seeing more deja vu patterns that you didn't even notice.
Uh-huh, exactly. Yeah.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.
The Magic Happens magazine. So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it, Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Do you have burning questions you need answered? We all do. Visit our website at psychic.biz where you can find accurate psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers from around the world who are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can have your questions answered anonymously and right from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. The introductory chat is always free, and we offer low per-minute rates and special promotions. Our online psychics offer helpful, practical guidance into what matters most to you. Visit us today at psychic.biz.
And you'll find us at www.themagichappens.com, your free online magazine.
Not only that, but you may start seeing more deja vu patterns that you didn't even notice.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a very, very good point because, sometimes something will stick out or you'll see a situation and go, God, I feel like I've been here before, But other times you're just going throughout your day and you're not really realizing it until you're keeping track of things. And often when you keep track of things, you can go back 2 or 3 years later and go, oh, wow, this did come true.
Very often. And, June Rooster brought up something here, about when your brain, you wake up in the middle of a dream. Then you go to sleep. And the next night you pick up right where you left off. What's actually happened there, and it's very common, is your brain literally had to go and do something else or had to deal with another situation, Maybe you were getting too hot and needed to throw a blanket off or whatever. And it's gone back to, okay, well, I need to get back to working on why she has no self-confidence. So it goes right back to where it left off on the dream. And that occurs a lot.
Yeah. Do you think that guides and angels have anything to do with those type of dreams, kind of helping you go back and sort things?
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Very much so.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'd like to point out that a lot of times people, ask, well, how do I tap into my guides and my angels? Well, one of the best ways to tap into them is through your dreams and asking them to come to you and reveal themselves in your dreams and show them what their job is there to help you with.
Most definitely, because when you're in that dream status, you can do anything. I know everybody remembers the movie Elm Street, Dream Warriors. That movie really brought out dreams and everything you can do in them. If you want to fly through your life and view things, you can fly through your life and view things. If you have a major problem with your boss and you want to just punch him in the face, you can't do that in real life. But, honey, you can do it in your dreams.
That's right.
Rain, we've got some callers on the line, so don't we start taking those since we're in our second half and see what we can help them with?
Well, perfect. Okay. And, I'd also like to invite you to call 424-675-6825 if you're in the chat room and you'd like to have a reading. And let's take that first caller first. Remember that we can't chat during the time when we're doing a reading because it's hard for us to focus on the person that we're looking at.
We would like to ask that the caller give their name and birth date so we can quickly connect with you. Our first caller is coming from area code 315. Good evening, 315. How can we help you?
Hi, how are you? This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
My birthday, right? It's 6/26.
Okay. And how can we help?
So how can we help you tonight?
I want to know what you see for me as far as a job opportunity coming up or my finances improving. I applied for a job like 2 days ago, and I've been applying. That's the job I'm asking about, the one that I just applied for. And just whatever else you see coming in would be great.
I feel like it'll be in 4 weeks. that you really take the position. It's going to be a hard one for you to get adjusted to, but I think it'll be really good for you. And I feel like you'll improve financially. You'll be back on track by March, but it really takes till June to get really back up in the full spin of everything.
Yeah, and I also do feel like during the summer months, don't be surprised if there's added opportunity for a little training there, okay?
An added opportunity to take another training?
To train on the job. That they will be offering you some training at the job.
Oh, okay. That sounds awesome. I like that.
Yeah. You're going to need it, and they're going to need you to be doing it, okay? Because I feel like they're going to be a little bit short on maybe people having certain skills, and so it's definitely going to be an opportunity for you to get some quick training that might otherwise take you a little bit longer and cost you a little bit of money.
Oh, okay. That sounds really good. Do you see when I'd be hearing from them? You said I would be officially in the position by a month from now, but
2 weeks.
When do I hear from them?
You'll hear from them in 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay, and then they'll be prepping you up and getting you ready. There's a lot of documentation with this job. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm seeing papers everywhere. Okay.
My personal papers, or is it just the job itself?
The job itself, honey. The paperwork's going to drive you crazy.
Okay.
She's like, great.
It's been a long time since I've had to do that. That's why I'm like, okay, bracing myself.
Right.
Do you have any advice on that, though, psychically?
Take your time getting to know everything, getting to know people, and really make some allies to assist you with this. Because there's almost a form you have to fill out to get to another form. Worse than the Army, honey, they really need to modernize their stuff.
Mhm. Okay. And the money, I guess, do you see it being something I want or something like if my first, I guess, offer I put on the table, like what do you see going down with that?
Oh, I feel the first offer they come with, you'll run with.
I'm sorry, say that again? I'm sorry.
I feel like they'll give you the first offer, and you'll grab it and run.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it a good amount? Is it what I was looking for?
A little bit more, actually. But it's because of the intensity of the job.
Oh, that sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a great evening, hon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, our next caller is coming from area code 919. Caller, you're on the air. Hello,
Hello.
Hi, is this me?
Yes, it's you, honey. I'm sorry if I gave the wrong
I'm
area
913. That's all right. Thank you for taking my call. My name's Kathleen, and my birth date is 6/21.
Okay, and how can I help you, Kathleen?
Well, my head's spinning with what question do I want to ask? There's always so many. But I kind of like the topic tonight, the other stuff I'm working on with my guides.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As far as dream world, dreams have always been very vivid for me and a really rich experience, enriching experience. And I'm just wondering how much of that is. It's almost as if, like, when my life's not going real good, I would just rather be asleep.
Right.
Because dreams are have so much more information. They're so entertaining, and they're so informative. How much of that is actually helping me?
All of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I definitely pick up, and I want you to, if you are not already journaling and keeping track, please do this, because one thing that I definitely pick up with you is you have some very, very strong psychic abilities waiting to come out. I see you sorting and creating things and picking up information that other people are not necessarily picking up. And you're very vividly seeing things, picking up on things, okay? And your guides are really working with you. Are you tapped into your guides? Do you see them? Do you know them by name?
I do know them by name, yes, and I have been actively working with them. And I just feel like I'm on the cusp or the verge of unfolding something for myself that's going to benefit a lot of people. I'm just kind of in this lucid stage, so to speak, where I do not know what to do next. So I just keep thinking, all right, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold back because the opportunity will present itself when the time is right. And I don't know if there's something I should be doing, at this point.
Not really, honey. Just letting it grow, because like you're saying, when life gets difficult, they're giving you encouragement. They're, that's why you go into a dream state, because that's where you're comfortable. And a lot of psychics, some of the great ones, work directly through dreams. There's many psychics out there that says, give me your question, I'll answer you tomorrow, I'll work on it tonight. And what they're actually doing is doing the Egner Casey method and going into dreams to get the answers.
Well, that makes sense too, and I do request that from my guides because my mind is so busy just sponging up information during the day. It's just like insatiable. I don't know what's going on. I really do. It kind of blows my head because I feel like I should be, finding a job and getting on with my life, and it doesn't.
GARP comes in May.
Okay.
Okay. I don't feel like you found it yet.
Well, and I don't know that it's going to be a job I find so much as that I'm going to make or create. Does that?
Yeah, because I keep getting creation. I keep getting, not necessarily with respect to the job coming in May, but I'm definitely getting creation. Okay, you're creating something, almost like you're inventing something or recreating or reinventing yourself.
Okay. And May is the catalyst.
Yep.
May is the shiny place in the, that's good. So in the meantime, information gathering, dreaming, journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ask your guide. Ask your guide specifically for direction and open doors.
Right.
Definitely asking for clarity, intention to receive, all my abundance for my highest and best. That's
right.
And manifest what you want, because even manifestation echoes in your dreams.
Okay. If I can just keep my kids out of trouble, I'll be good.
You will.
Oh, yeah. I will. Yeah.
Yeah, you can work that out in your dreams, too.
I'm working with their guides, too.
And here's something that we kind of talked about, I didn't really go into. Children go in there and they go to sleep. You quietly go into the room after they're quietly into the beta sleep, not alpha sleep. And you can say, you really should stop this. You really should do this. Or, just give them suggestions. Don't say, don't do this, and I don't want to see you doing this, and you don't do that. But just very quietly and softly suggest to them something.
Okay. That's a very good tip, Asen. Thank you so much for that. That is good. That even going to the guides.
Right. Go directly to the beings.
Yeah. Right on. All right. Well, thank you so much. You're both
welcome.
Great help, and I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you, Kathleen. And you can reach Asen at 1-800-ASK-KEEN, extension 01446, or you can reach me at extension 0355-4559.
Right, and, we're there most nights. Something that, if you're working and, I have a really hard time with spelling. It is my nightmare. I can sit there and talk probably on a PH level and write on a third grade level, and that's just me. When I was in college and working on some classes, like English, drives me up the wall. I would take and I would get the book, the English book, on tape, and I would put it into the tape player and have it playing as I slept. The reason for that is because when you're in that mode, you're of beta sleep before you move into REM sleep, you can literally learn anything. People have learned languages in their sleep. People have studied in their sleep. And it's a really good thing for, your up-and-coming students, your college professors, the people that are really trying to learn something. If you're having a tough time, put it on tape, preferably in your own voice or a voice that you respond to, because then your brain's going to process that information while you're sleeping.
And that is an excellent technique, and I've used that myself as well. Night before you're going in for a final or a midterm, excellent technique, because we tend to get stressed out after we've studied and we're concerned that we're going to forget everything. When you're going to sleep, you're still allowing yourself to relax and be open, but it also helps you you're getting that information, and it's going to come back to you when you're waking up and you're going through that process the next day.
Very much so. And other things that you can do in your dreams. If you want to talk to somebody, example, you have a lover who's not talking to you, being a terrible communicator, you can technically go into your lucid dreaming state and go sit on their couch and have a conversation with them, spirit to spirit. And how you do this is when you go to sleep, when you say, I will remember my dreams, after that you follow it up with, as I am sleeping tonight, guides, whatever their name are, for me it's, David, I want to go and speak to Chris. And I want him to understand that he needs to contact me, he needs to communicate with me more, and that he's really fucking this up. Now, you take me right over to his house, and we're going to sit down and have a conversation.
And now, it's really interesting because a lot of people, especially people who have soulmate relationships, they know that there's a connection. They know that they're picking up on them, psychically. However, they aren't necessarily aware that the dream state is a really good opportunity to communicate with them. Well, often you come and visit each other in your dreams anyway. You feel their energy around you, okay? They feel your energy around them. And you often get those little hints, during your daily conversations. But when communication cuts off and you've got somebody putting up a wall, what is the most relaxed state of each and every one of us? Well, it's in the evening when we're going into that dream state. So that's the time that somebody's going to be more ready to receive that information.
Well, not only that, but their ego's out of the way then, so you can really get down to the budget on things. And the bottom line is say, look, I want this, you want that, we can negotiate this out. But you have to do it in dream state, because then also your higher good's in control there. And the guys will let you do that. And you may not remember it the next day. And then 3 months down the road, you guys are sitting there going over dinner, and, you're sitting there talking about the past and all the troubles you guys have been through. And they go, back when, I left you and went to Mom's, that night I had the weirdest dream that me and you were sitting down on this beautiful couch at Mom's and having a real discussion just like this that we're having now. And then you get your validation or you get your reconnection. And it's like, oh, my God, that really was weird, but it worked. And that's something I've done often. And it's really helpful. And what's even weirder is I've had clients, and I've not even thought about it, not even done it. But they'll come back and they say, you keep popping up in my dreams. And you keep telling me you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. And it really pops up there when it happens. And this isn't something my conscious spirit or conscious body or conscious guides are even doing. But it turns out it's not me doing it. It's their guides going, okay, you listen to him, so I'm going to go put on Asen's skin or Asen's image and tell you what you need to do. And when that occurs in a dream or in a spiritual sense of a dream, waking or unwaking, you need to really go, okay, if someone is sitting there telling me to do something, and I've done got it from 5 different sources, what's it going to take? A house to fall on me?
Yeah. You know, Asen, I think June has a question about astral travel, which is something that we haven't really discussed tonight in dreams. Well, we have a little bit, you know, when we're talking about, you know, going and talking to people, you know, we have relationship issues with. You probably know a little bit more about that than I do.
Well,
and
most definitely, it is true that you astral travel when you're dreaming. In retrospect of that, there's 2 different types of, if you go into alpha stage, you can get up, walk out of your body, and go do anything you want. That's traditional astral traveling, controlled astral traveling. Then you've got uncontrolled astral traveling, and that is when you're in a dream state, you're in alpha mode, you're in REM sleep, your eyes are switching back 90 beats a minute, and your spirit goes, okay, I can leave the car run for a little bit. I'm going to go do this. And it does appear up in more vivid color and more solid. You know, instead of just smelling the air, you feel it on your skin. You feel it in the dirt in your hands. You feel your boss's jaw as your fist hits it. And that happens too.
Well, and that also comes back to, you know, our caller, Catherine. You know, she dreams in color.
Right.
Okay. So that tells you that also she is very, very capable of astral travel. And it also tells you, again, that she's doing it, whether she's aware that she's doing it or not.
Right. And whether it's controlled or uncontrolled. You know,
right.
And also dreaming in color or not. If you're dreaming in color, then it may be something future to come to you, or your brain's working on something important. If it's not in color, if you're just dreaming in old black and white, most likely your brain has said, okay, I've got all the work done, I'm going to go watch something entertaining. And it may not be entertaining to you, but it's entertaining to your subconscious. And it, you know, that's when it happens, you know, when you're dreaming about the Smurfs or, you know, Elizabeth Taylor walking in and going, oh, here's this set of diamonds. You know, and that's when you go, oh, you know, that's when you wake up and go, what in the hell was I dreaming? I ain't eating pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning again. That's your brain way of making you lighten your mood and really relax and enjoy it. Because your body has to do repairs. And it can't come awake and go do something else because, well, you know, you decided to go climbing on the treadmill and you ran 2 hours. So you kind of messed up some muscle cells. So it dispatches off repair workers to do that. So it's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that also brings up another important thing, and I know that parents deal with this with children, what you're putting into your body, you know, especially at nighttime. You know, what you're putting into your body can change and affect your dreams. Red dye is another thing, okay? And I know that my children, that was something that I had to keep out of their diets because it affected their dreams. It affected their moods, you know. So, you know, diet is very, very important to take into consideration, you know, especially if you're having troubles with sleeping. You know, granted, when you go to sleep, you're working things out, but sometimes adjustment of diet is necessary.
All right, and it may be your dreams telling you, hey, adjust your diet. But here's an unknown fact. It's one of Asen's stupid trivia things. Caffeine in itself can keep you from sleeping, but if you drink enough of it, it will put you to sleep. Okay, and when I say drink enough of it, it depends on the human body. I can drink 10 pots of coffee and run a mile a minute. But you give me the 12th pot, and I'm in the floor, asleep. You know, so you got to learn your own variables there and your own inhibitions. Another product, and that is MSG. You need to really be watchful of, not only because it affects your dreams, but it actually affects the serotonin levels. And the serotonin levels affects your mood, which affects your dreams, which affects what your brain's going to work on that night. Which, you know, and it's all tied into like this big swarm of Chinese spider, you know, network. Like you took all the hangers out of your closet and piled it up there. So, you know, diet's very important. I don't suggest you eating pizza at 2:30 in the morning and then going right to sleep, because your brain's going to go, what the hell? You give me this crap to work on, and I've got all this paperwork to do. Fine, I'll just do it together.
Well, you know, and I also don't suggest for those of you who do not drink a lot of caffeine like Asen and I do, drinking caffeine at midnight. Now, I can drink it at midnight and go to sleep on the spot, but a lot of people can't. However, for me, I can't drink sodas as late as 4 o'clock in the afternoon. In fact, I don't even drink sodas anymore. But if I drink it past 4, I'll be up all night. It's the sugar and the chemicals in it. Those chemicals affect my sleep pattern.
Right. And then possibly affects your mood. Because, honey, I've had you when you've drunken a soda at dinner. And, honey, she is running a mile a minute. You would have thought she came over and had some of my cone of coffee instead of her normal Folgers.
Exactly. You know, it's like a lot of people say that the caffeine in a soda is the same as caffeine in a cup of coffee. Not for me.
Well, it isn't
Two different
the same.
things.
Because
yeah.
Caffeine in sodas are not a natural form of caffeine. Okay?
Right.
It is a chemical form of caffeine. Mm-hmm. Caffeine in your coffee is a natural form of caffeine. It was naturally grown. It's naturally part of the bean. So when you grind it up in your little grinder, you naturally take in the level of caffeine. Soda, you're basically taking in a test tube of stomach acid mixed with some caramel and a bunch of other crap.
Yeah. You know, the biggest thing that, I think that Ace and I want everybody to walk away with tonight is that, dreams are a wonderful tool for you to really, not only be able to work things out in your life, and figure out what's going on, through the messages and the symbols that you get, but it's also a wonderful tool to help you tap into your own psychic energy, your own psychic gifts, and to tap into your angels and tap into your spirit guides, because so many times people are going, how do I find out about my spirit guides? How do I get to know them? How do I know I have spirit guides? And this is the way that quite often for most of us, they're going to come in and begin to communicate with us. The dream world is a wonderful tool to open up those different channels, especially, if that's a part of your life you're trying to gain understanding in.
And for me, I know you're a trained medium, and you can pick up that phone and go, all right, I want to speak to Uncle John, bring his ass up here right now. Melanie here wants to have a conversation with him. I'm not. There's nothing on me, medium, including my T-shirt. So what I tell my clients so often when they come to me and go, I really want to talk to my mom, then go do so. Go to sleep for 4 hours and have a full conversation with your mother, because you can get her to come to you in your dream, have a real conversation with her. She will give you real answers that ain't normally what you want to hear, because she's going to probably fuss about the clothes that you've been wearing because they don't look that good on you. But that's your time, and it drives me crazy when people come to me and they go, I'm so sorry. Me and Mom were fighting the day she decided to cross over, and I just want to tell her I'm sorry. Can you tell her I'm sorry for me? No. You can go do it yourself. Furthermore, 9 times out of 10, Mom's over there in the middle of a party or going to a lecture or going to listen to her favorite opera singer that passed away when she was 23. And, quite frankly, not that she doesn't love you, doesn't care.
Well, and see, that's just it. Once everybody goes to the other side, what was going on here in life is no longer important. When they come to communicate with us, it's more to help us and give us information and knowledge. We parted, with this, this bridge or this wall between us. That's all gone when they've passed on.
Very much so.
That's all gone. Yeah.
Well, we've come to the end. We've come to the end to another episode.
Well, until next week, we wish you safe sailing on your journey of life. And good night, all.
Blessed be all, and good night.
Good night.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
You're listening to the Magic Happens Radio Network, sponsored by the Magic Happens magazine. You'll find us at www.themagichappens.com.